in August 1940. Actually took part in the Battle of Britain from Kenley. The aircraft 31st of August 2018. While it had been at Kenley, it was operating. He actually survived the encounter by bailing out of the aircraft. And as I said, the aircraft crashed and the wreckage was recovered. To a great many different versions, final versions of them, developing nearly 2,000 horsepower. So Andy Goodall taking centre stage in the Hurricane now. That it needed metal skin wings. This was one of the first modifications, the Mark 1s in Royal Air Force service. But it retained throughout its life and its development. The line in the Battle of Britain, in the Battle of Malta, in the Western Desert, and in the Far East. And by the time more powerful, more modern aircraft were available to replace it, the fight had pretty much been won. Peters taking centre stage now in the Harvard. Now 600 horsepower, you've got a lot to play with there, so big sweeping aerobatics. As I said, this really was just the perfect pilot trainer. Easy to fly, but difficult to fly well. Including one with a cut down rear canopy and a rear gunner's position in it, was used to train gunners for air-to-air work. Harvard. There are 1,000,001 stories about Harvards, but one of my favourites is during the Second World War, the flying schools in the United States. The United States were part of the Empire Air Training Scheme. And there was a lovely story of a student pilot who called up the tower at an airfield near Lubbock in Texas to fly frontline combat aircraft, fighters, bombers, transports, whatever you end up on. Always considered the Harvard as one of the unsung heroes of the Second World War because he did prepare pilots for very high-powered frontline aircraft, so very, very well. And he while the Harvard, now with its swept wing and streamlined shape, those two engines, so 2,400 horsepower, those two engines gave the Dakota a maximum speed of about 247 miles an hour. The Dakota, as I said, got a stripping Catalina, a big wing, as you can see. Quite interesting, the Catalina capable. Attacked a U-boat far out in the North Atlantic, and in the process of attacking it, and it did successfully strike it with the depth charges and sink it, but in the process of attacking it, the pilot, Flight Lieutenant John Cruikshank, was hit 72 times. Astounding man. So very poignant to see the aircraft here, knowing of the man who won the Victoria Cross, Britain's highest award for valour. And let's face it, there's no two ways about it, he earned it the hard way. Poor old John Cruikshank, as I said, died about 2 weeks ago. Now, as they say, ladies and gentlemen, something completely different at the opposite end of the speed scale. The Fury and the Sea Fury. Royal Air Force never operated the Fury as a fighter. See just how powerful and manoeuvrable it is. Actually. Attractive to a peculiar group of people in the United States called air racers. A couple of Sea Furies have been re-engined with the motor. As I said, this particular aircraft built for the Iraqi Air Force. Manufactured in 1953. The Fury departing to the south. Many thanks to Steve Jones for bringing that aircraft here today. Real expression of speed and power, and as I said, when this aircraft was developed, jet engines were coming in, so this really was to be the last of the breed of the piston. Tremendously powerful and very, very fast. But Leicestershire.